Hey, it's Gabe with API Nation. Today I'm going to show you how you can sync Mailchimp to iCloud. That way, anybody you add to your iPhone contacts or iPad will automatically get added to your Mailchimp audience, and all the contacts in your Mailchimp audience will automatically get put into your iPhone. These syncs are super easy to set up. By syncing these apps together, you can create an instant email audience and start emailing out newsletters to build your personal brand. There's no more imports or exports. Contacts are synced automatically. It creates a live backup of your Mailchimp audience. That way, all those emails you've spent so much time gathering, all those leads, are always safe and easy to access. Instead of emailing hundreds of your contacts using your personal email and then ending up in the spam folder from now on, you can sync those contacts into Mailchimp, send a beautiful email, and your emails will end up in the inbox, not the spam folder, because of Mailchimp's industry-leading deliverability rate. But maybe you only want to send an email to a single subscriber. Through Mailchimp, that's a little tough. But if you're syncing your contacts back and forth, your contact from Mailchimp you want to reach out and email will also automatically be in your personal email address book. You can just fire up your email app and send that message. So to set this up, the first thing we're going to do is go to apination.com. And here at apination.com, the first thing we're going to do is click Discover Connections. You're going to see a ton of CRM, productivity apps, and marketing tools here. I'm going to scroll on down to Mailchimp and to see the automations and syncs available there. Click on Mailchimp, and these are all the syncs available to sync with Mailchimp. All right, and today we're syncing Mailchimp to iCloud and share those contacts with my iPhone. So I'm going to click on iCloud. You can see there's two syncs available, one that sends contacts from iCloud into Mailchimp and one that sends them from Mailchimp back into iCloud. So let's activate this one first. And to set this up, I'm just going to create an account at API Nation. So you can click this link up at the top, or you can simply sign in with your existing Google account. I'm going to do that. It creates an account and signs in automatically. So I'll just choose the Google account I want to create my API Nation account using. Here we go. Now I just have to connect to Mailchimp, connect iCloud, configure the sync, and launch it. So the first thing we're going to do is connect the Mailchimp account. So I'll click this button. It's going to ask me to name the connection, and I can name it whatever I want. I can name it after my company. I can name it after the office that is setting up this sync, or you can name it after yourself. I'm going to name it after myself. And then it's asking for an API key from Mailchimp. So let's go over to Mailchimp and grab that. So here in Mailchimp, to find that API key, I'm going to come on down here to the account bubble, click on that, click on account, go over here to extras and API keys. Then you can scroll down here. I'm going to create a key for my new API Nation connection. So there it is. I can label it API Nation. And then I'm just going to highlight it, hit Control C, and then we'll go back to API Nation and paste it in. And now that we have that API key from Mailchimp, I'm just going to paste it in here by hitting Control V or Command V, and then hit Connect. All right, so Mailchimp is connected. Now we're going to connect iCloud. So I'll click the button. Again, it's going to ask for my Apple ID, so I'm going to type that in. And it's asking for a password, but this isn't my Apple ID password. It's asking for an app-specific password. It's a little bit different. So where do you find that app-specific password? Let me show you. It's super easy. So to find my app-specific password, I'm actually going to have to create it. And to do that, I'm going to go to appleid.apple.com. And I'm going to sign in. And it's going to ask you to authorize using two-factor authentication. You're going to see this pop up on your Mac or on your iPhone, and it's also going to send a code to either your Mac or your iPhone, whichever one you're using. So there's that code. I'm going to type it in here. And this is just to get into my Apple ID. Great. Okay, so I've signed into my Apple ID, I've authorized, and now here's this box under sign in and security for app-specific passwords. So I'm going to click on that, and it says I can generate an app-specific password. So I'm going to click. I'm going to go ahead and name mine API Nation. That's what I'm connecting. And hit create. And there is that password. Be sure to copy this before you hit done because this is the only time you're actually gonna see these letters. After this, it's gonna be hidden. So I'm gonna copy that. And now I'm ready to connect iCloud on API Nation. All right, so now that we have that app specific password, we're just gonna click here, hit Command V or Control V again to paste it in here, and hit connect. There we go, Mailchimp and iCloud are now connected. Just a few configuration options left here before we launch this first sync. For example, you're gonna specify which Mailchimp audience we're gonna send into our iCloud contacts. If I click this box, it's gonna sync everybody from that Mailchimp audience into iCloud. If I uncheck the box, it's only gonna sync contacts that are added to Mailchimp today going forward. So any new contacts that are added to Mailchimp will be added to iCloud. I wanna get everybody in there, get my iCloud all up to date. Finally, I can come down here and look at the mapping. It's gonna send email to email, birthday to birthday, first name, last name, notes. This all looks great. You'll notice some of these fields on the iCloud side and the Mailchimp side have red asterisks. These need to be synced, otherwise the contact will not get created. So you can see these all look great. It is asking for a phone number in iCloud, so I'm gonna sync this up to a phone in Mailchimp. And just make a mental note that as I add contacts into Mailchimp, they need to have a phone number in order to show up in iCloud. This all looks great. I'm gonna go to the tab and activate this sync. All right, so now Mailchimp is syncing all those audience members into my iCloud, automatically adding them to my iPhone. So to set up the partner sync, I'm just gonna click on the Mailchimp bubble here, and then once again, click on iCloud. And you can see we have this active sync down here, Mailchimp to iCloud. And we're gonna set up iCloud back to Mailchimp. So I'm gonna activate that sync. Similar options, sync all my iCloud contacts on first run. That would be great. That way I can build out my Mailchimp audience as quickly as possible. Specify which Mailchimp audience it is, and then just come on down here to mapping again. For Mailchimp, you can see it only needs an email address. So as long as it's getting an email address from iCloud, it's gonna be able to create those contacts. If there's anything else I wanna add, I can absolutely do that. Same way as last time, just click it on the left and then click it on the right. This all looks great, so I'm gonna activate that sync. All right, so now iCloud is syncing back to Mailchimp so that any contacts I add to my iPhone will automatically get added to my Mailchimp newsletter. If I click on my syncs, I can now see I have those two syncs running. This is now a two-way sync, keeping these two apps in lockstep. So that's it. That's how you sync Mailchimp to iCloud. It's an easy way to share those contacts from your iPhone into Mailchimp and build out that newsletter as quick as possible. And also sync your Mailchimp audience members back to your iCloud and create a live backup of all those emails you've worked so hard to collect. If you have any questions, ideas, or need any guidance setting this up, just shoot us an email, give us a phone call. We're API Nation, connecting the world's applications. We love doing this stuff.